But I just wanted to make this quick video and just announce this tremendous news that EOS has just had its inflation reduced to 1% annually. Hello guys, this is Colin with Colin Talks Crypto. It is late at night. I just got back from walking around and viewing old San Juan and the fort and all the historic significance behind the fort here. It was really quite cool. And then I come home and then I realize I'm gone for half a day, and suddenly on EOS the inflation has officially been dropped from 5% annually down to 1% annually. And not only that, but the entire accumulated funds of 34 million EOS worth over $100 million was burned. And this is a savings fund that had just been sitting there accumulating and doing nothing except for inflating the total supply. And I'm very, very happy to announce that that is now completely taken care of, finally, and done, and completely out of the blue. Like, I did not see that coming. I do not know where that came from. It must have been being worked on behind the scenes by VPs. A big shout out to EOS New York. And I suspect that EOS Nation was a big player in this because they've been a big action taker lately. I haven't had time to fully read up on everything yet because I just got back, but I just wanted to make this quick video and just announce this tremendous news that EOS has just had its inflation reduced to 1% annually, which is what it should have been for a very long time. Because if you remember, like a year ago, we had an overwhelmingly passed vote yes to reduce this, and EOS Vibes was spearheading this call to action. And I voted on this with my proxies, and thus all of you who voted for me had your vote cast in favor of reducing inflation from 5% to 1%. And so it kind of had gotten ignored and fell under the rug and forgotten, and then suddenly out of nowhere, boom, inflation reduced to 1%. So thank you for everyone who's been involved. Thank you for everyone's support. Thank you for all you voters, because you voters are what made that poll, that referendum, so heavily weighted in the yes. It was like 99.9% yes in favor of reducing that inflation. And so while those tokens weren't actually in circulation, they were increasing the total supply of tokens, and that is what the pay for BPs was based upon. Even their 1% pay was still based on the total supply, even though those tokens in the savings account were out of circulation. And so it's still a better way to have this, and I'm just very happy to see that finally the token holders were listened to by the BPs. And I think that this bodes well for governance on EOS, and that the community is heading in the right direction. So thank you very much for everything you're all doing. And I'm very curious. This sort of re-inspired my curiosity about the governance improvements that we had seen as well, that also seemed to got swept under the rug and forgotten. Things like the the staking pool idea from Dan, and also EOS New York's Governance 2.0 proposal for upgrading one token, one vote, and a variety of other improvements to the pay structure and the inflation, and just making the governance, I think, a lot more fair all around. So anyways, guys, I gotta go to bed. I'm gonna go snorkeling tomorrow, but I wanted to drop this video real quick. Thanks a bunch, guys. Have a great night.